Shabbat Shalom. Kol Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahashad Bahashim Kakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And Shabbat Shalom. And salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Yahshua back with the WW3 Daily update. All right, now what is America's involvement and eventual I don't know what word to say, eventual destiny in the war that we see going on right now, World War III. All right, so let's start at the end. Start at the beginning, all right? This is Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past. The second woe is referring to World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now, has World War III started? I believe it started. They haven't declared it as World War III officially. Meaning, I declare war. Remember the card game? When you make a declaration of war? Well, they're over there fighting. They're calling it the Ukrainian and Russian war. But as you can see, people sending arms, people choosing sides, coalitions, if you will. All right. They're just masking it at this point. All right. So we already know what's going on the ground over there. So let's get a perspective from this guy. This guy, Military and Foreign Affairs Network, April 28th, which is yesterday. Today's the 29th. Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine war, and lessons in insanity. Now, this guy, occasionally he'll give his, unfettered opinion on what's actually going on. And then sometimes he'll report on what's going on the ground. Okay, so this is him just, rambling basically. So let's listen to what he's saying and how it involves the United States. And then we'll just get a couple of scriptures at the end to let you know how this thing is going to end. All right. So we're looking at the U.S. debt clock. Let's let the voice of reason say his piece.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. So I don't know whether to define this as lessons in insanity or something else, but it obviously is in relation to the current Ukrainian-Russian war. And I have obviously the U.S. Debt clock, so everybody can see it. So you can see the big figure there. U.S. national debt, $30 trillion. Unfunded liabilities down here to the far right, $169 trillion. And Joe Biden today has announced that he is going to hand over, or he's going to attempt to push through Congress, a $33 billion both arms and support delivery to the state of Ukraine. So, $33 billion in new weapons, and then obviously that would also include other assistance as well to prop up the Ukrainian economy as it will undoubtedly, probably in all likelihood, as this war continues, collapse at some point. But do we, the United States, do we have the ability to do this? Are we just going to fire up the printing presses? Are we going to light up the digital U.S. dollar, the digital currency? I'm just going to start firing up the printing presses and handing over $33 billion. And I don't think that's something that the Ukrainians are going to pay back. That's just something that the U.S. is gifting
Let me say this real quick. The number 33 is an illuminated number, as in 33 and a third. Okay, just pointing that out. Right? It could have been 34. It could have been 35. Why 33? Okay, just putting that in there.
Something that the U.S. is gifting to the Ukrainians, and I get the challenges that the Ukrainians are facing, but if if the dollar, as the reserve currency, ceases being the reserve currency for a variety of reasons, both internal, external, then that's going to have repercussions on the world itself. Anytime there is a collapse of a reserve currency, you're going to look at quite possibly a dark age. I mean, an age of both economic recession and calamity that hasn't been seen in some time. And obviously, because of COVID and now obviously COVID was much larger. And are we going to be able to dig our way out of that? It's unknown at this point. But 33 billion, we're gonna push it through, and given the kind of the rationale for protecting Ukraine, and when you see Don Lemon over at CNN and Sean Hannity over at Fox News agreeing on something, then obviously there's a high probability the Ukrainians are going to get that 33 billion, and could end up getting quite a bit more. And just to give you an idea, 33 billion is basically half the defense budget of the Russian Federation, and exceeds the entire defense budget of many nations on the planet. That is 33 billion is a lot of money. Not to mention the significant amounts of weapons we've handed over to the Ukrainians already. But there it is, USDebtClock.org, 30 trillion, 414 billion. So you can just jack that up now to 440 some odd billion after we hand over that treasure to help the Ukrainians fight the Russians. And then what are the Russians going to do? I mean, obviously, this is becoming a proxy war, East and West. And I know the attention span of the West is much lower than what we'd see possibly in other areas of the world. But what are the Russians going to do? Are they going to sit back and continue to allow the West to provide weapons? Is it going to possibly get the Russians to pull back at some point? I don't know. It's difficult to say at this point. It sounds like that Vladimir Putin may actually pull the trigger on acknowledging that it is a war roughly around May 9th, and announce national mobilization. And then what happens then? Does the United States sink more money into this? And at what point is it not economically viable? At what point does the United States put at risk its status as the reserve currency because of this possible war, compounding of other issues in terms of COVID and a variety of things? But yeah, just that's all over the news right now, and being reported as we speak. $33 billion, and I believe there have been multiple 800 million deliveries to Ukraine, but this obviously would be the largest economic contribution to its war effort and to stabilize the Ukrainian economy. Hate to see what happens if the reserve currency goes defunct, and that $20 bill in your wallet will have more value as something that you can warm your house with, possibly as kindling, or or toilet paper. It may have more value as toilet paper at some point. But we'll see what happens. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, there's your war update. So what did I just say? I just said we're funding the war. Who's we? Well, Babylon the Great, right? Babylon the Great is fallen. Is fallen. What does that mean? All right. This is the end of the war. This is Revelation 11 and 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. What city? Babylon the great city. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. Okay. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. All right, so let's break this down. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. Right? Same hour as what? The same hour as them, they, hearing a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. So somebody's being extracted, right? The POWs in America, right? The 10th part of the city is talking about North of America. 10 FEMA regions. Okay? So here you have an extraction, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. Right? And at that same moment, the nukes hit. Great earthquake. And the 10th part of the city fell. All of North America is going to be on fire. Nuclear fire. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, meaning everyone. 7 means completion. So if you didn't get rescued, or what they call saved, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. And because they were saved, they were scared as hell at what they just saw. Them nukes fallen, and they gave glory. Who's they? The ones that were saved. All right? Now, I know you don't understand. This is spiritual. All right? Revelation 14 and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon, meaning America, is fallen, that great city. Babylon the Great, not ancient Babylon, which is Iraq, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. God is punishing this place. He's about to destroy it with nuclear fire. All right? And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Right? What you want to be, you want to be one of these. Right? You want to be of the elect of Israel. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. This is what it means to be saved. Saved from what? Saved from the destruction. Okay? That's coming in at the end of World War III. All right? All right, so good enough for today. This will be the last World War III daily update until Monday, so we'll see you then. We hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and few sisters. And with that, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.